Hello, kindergarten scientists. Welcome back to Science with Mrs. Miller. Today in Lesson 7, we will be talking about my absolute favorite sense, the sense of taste. Can you think of something that you just love the taste of? What's something that you really like to eat? For me, it's pizza. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. When I get to 1, I want you to call out something that you really love the taste of. 3, 2, 1. Thanks for sharing. Now, is there something that you really don't like the taste of? For me, it's salmon. No matter how many times I try salmon, I just don't like it. I know it's good for me, so I try to eat it anyway, but I just don't love the taste of that fish. Is there something that you just really don't like the taste of? Call it out in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for sharing. So, before we talk more about taste, let's just review our 5 senses. In our last lesson, we talked about how when scientists observe, they examine something very closely using their senses. Can you name all 5 of them across your fingers? Go ahead and do that right now. Sense of. Let's see how you did. Were you able to name all 5? Here they are. Here are our 5 senses. Read them with me. Sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of touch, sense of smell, and sense of taste. And as I said, today we'll be reviewing my very favorite sense of all, sense of taste. So let's just listen to this fun song about the 5 senses. I hope you enjoy it.
I see it, I hear it, I smell it, I taste it, I touch it. 5 senses, I see it, I hear it, I smell it, I taste it, I touch it. 5 senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. 5 senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. 5 senses, seeing. It's what I do with my eyes. Close them, open them, yell surprise. Hearing is what I do with my ears. High sounds, low sounds, what do I hear? Smelling is what I do with my nose. I smell pretty flowers or stinky toes. Tasting is what I do with my tongue. Eat it up, drink it up, yum, yum, yum. Touching is what I do with my hands. Smooth like silk or rough like sand. I see it, I hear it, I smell it, I taste it, I touch it. 5 senses, I see it, I hear it, I smell it, I taste it, I touch it. 5 senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. 5 senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. 5 senses!
Isn't that a fun song? I just love that song. So now we're going to read an excerpt or a part of this book, You Can't Taste a Pickle With Your Ear. Isn't that a funny title? So I'm just going to read you part of this book today. I'm going to read you the part that talks about the sense of taste. You Can't Taste a Pickle With Your Ear by Harriet Ziefert. Pictures by Amanda Haley. Now, this book actually talks about all of the 5 senses, as we can see from the table of contents. So let's see, the table of contents says, Introduction, what are the senses? Chapter 1, hold your nose. Chapter 2, please don't touch. Chapter 3, cover your ears. Chapter 4, close your eyes. Chapter 5, stick out your tongue. And then there's a conclusion that talks about all your senses. So today we are going to read just chapter 5. Stick out your tongue. Is everybody ready? If you're ready, stick out your tongue. Chapter 5, stick out your tongue. Your tongue has two important jobs. It helps you shape words so you can talk. It also allows you to taste, swallow, and eat. There are groups of taste buds on different parts of the tongue. Take a look at this. Bitter, sour, salty, sweet. And then on the other side, look, there are actually two sour parts, one on each side, and two salty parts, one on each side. So interesting. So I guess when you eat something salty, it's these taste buds that taste it. And when you eat something sweet, it's these taste buds in the front of your tongue that taste it. So interesting. Let's keep reading. When you put something into your mouth, your tongue feels whether it's hard or soft, hot or cold. This means your tongue has both taste and touch receptors. So it can taste and it can also feel. That's so cool. Just as the senses touch and taste are connected, so are taste and smell. If you stick out your tongue and hold your nose, it's hard to taste the difference between chocolate or vanilla ice cream. Oh, maybe we could try that one day. But if you hold your nose and try to taste something sour, like a lemon, or salty, like pretzels, you may still be able to recognize them. Let's keep reading. Lemons are sour, honey is sweet. Which do you prefer to eat? You choose. Do you like sour lemons or do you like sweet honey? Raise your hand if you like sour lemons better than sweet honey. Now raise your hand if you like sweet honey better than sour lemons. I prefer honey if I had to choose one over the other, but I do like lemon to flavor my tea and to have in my food. Let's keep reading. Oatmeal custard, thick, thick, thick. Lollipops, ice cream, lick, lick, lick. Hey, that rhymes. Pizza is spicy, milk is not. Milk is cold and pizza's hot. Because he really likes the taste, Will brushes his teeth with tomato paste. That's so silly. Look, here's Will brushing his teeth with tomato paste. That doesn't sound very good. I don't think my teeth would feel very clean afterwards if I brushed my teeth with tomato paste. Yuck. This nasty medicine makes me frown. I'll hold my nose and swallow it down. Ooh. Pigs are eating all that slop. If I tried it, I'd throw up. How do you do it, Mr. Raccoon? Eating garbage by the light of the moon. So these are some questions that we can think about. Instead of answering all of these questions, I'm just going to have us answer the first one. Well, the first ones. So let's see. It says, what's the saltiest thing you know? So can you think of something that's really, really salty? For me, I'm thinking McDonald's French fries are super duper salty. Now you think of something. Call it out in 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now let's think of something sour. What's the sourest thing you've ever eaten? For me, I would say a lemon or maybe Sour Patch Kids. Can you think of something that's really, really sour? Call it out in 3, 2, 1. Very good. What about the sweetest? What's something really sweet that you've eaten? For me, it's candy. And the sweetest candy I can think of off the top of my head is one of my favorite candies, Mike and Ike's. Now you think of something really sweet and call it out in 3, 2, 1. Very good. Okay, now this last one's a little bit hard to come up with. Let's think of something that's bitter. It says the most bitter. There aren't as many bitter foods as there are sweet and salty foods or even sour foods. Let me think of something. I know. Broccoli rabe. Have you ever had broccoli rabe? I don't know if you've ever had it. It tastes very bitter. When I was a kid, I hated it. Now, as an adult, I love it. Go figure. Can you think of a food that's bitter? If you can, call it out in 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Here are some other foods that taste bitter. Thumbs up if you've ever eaten any of these bitter foods. So there's kale. Have you ever had kale? Thumbs up if you've eaten kale. Brussels sprouts are bitter. Thumbs up if you've ever eaten Brussels sprouts. Cranberries. Thumbs up if you've ever eaten cranberries. Grapefruit. Have you ever had grapefruit before? Grapefruit is sour and bitter. Apple cider vinegar. Again, something that's sour and bitter. Basil. Coffee. Bitter chocolate. So most chocolate's sweet, but some chocolate is unsweetened and very bitter. And dill. That's another herb. Basil and dill are both herbs. So now it is time for a taste test. Are you ready to taste some foods with different tastes? This isn't just any kind of taste test, though. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is my friend, Alan the Alien. He's not from Earth, and he's never eaten earthly food. He's nervous to try new foods, but said if we describe them to him, he might feel less nervous. So as we do our taste test, we're going to describe the way that these foods taste to Alan the Alien, and then maybe he'll feel comfortable trying them too. Okay, for our taste test, you're going to need this activity sheet. If you're learning from home, you'll find it as usual in your Google Classroom, and if you're learning in school, your teacher will give it to you. It says, discovering our sense of taste. Okay, these are the different things you're going to be tasting. And then you'll circle which taste word describes them best. So first we'll have Fritos, and you'll circle either salty, sweet, sour, or bitter. Then we'll try lemon, and you'll circle salty, sweet, sour, or bitter. Okay, and then we'll try candy, specifically Skittles, and again you'll circle salty, sweet, sour, or bitter, and we'll also try unsweetened chocolate. Again, you're going to circle either salty, sweet, sour, or bitter. When we're all done with this sheet, you're going to turn it into your teacher, and your teacher will give these sheets to Alan the Alien so that maybe he'll start to feel more comfortable in trying some of these earthly foods. All right, so pause the video here until you are ready with your activity sheet. Make sure that your name is written on your sheet. Remember, the first thing we do is always the same. We pick up our pencil and write down our name. Once you're all ready, you can unpause this video so that we can get started with our taste test. All right, so first, Alan wants to know, how do Fritos taste? If you're at home, take out one Frito. If you're in school, your teacher will give you a Frito or maybe a few Fritos to try. Okay, I want you to bite down on it. Really feel it in your mouth and think about how it tastes. How would you describe the taste of your Frito to Alan the alien? Pause here until you're finished tasting your Frito. And then make sure also to circle how it tastes. Does it taste sweet, salty, bitter, sour? Circle how it tastes, and then I want you to come back here and unpause. All right, did you circle the word that describes the taste of these Fritos? Let's see if we all agree. I say that Fritos taste, call it out, salty. Yes, Fritos are a very salty snack. Next, let's tell Alan how a lemon tastes. So if you're at home, you're going to take one slice of your lemon to taste. And if you're in school, your teacher will give you a slice of lemon to taste. Okay, I want you to taste it. You're going to pause the video here, taste it, then circle the word that describes how it tastes, and then unpause. Did you taste your lemon? How did it taste? Let's see if we all agree how the lemon tastes. I said lemons taste sour. Yeah, when we eat a lemon, we kind of make this face. We like pucker up, right? That pucker up face is the face of somebody who has eaten something sour. Let's go on to our next item. Now, Alan wants to know, how does a Skittle taste? So again, if you're at home, you'll have a couple of Skittles maybe, or maybe just one Skittle. If you're in school, your teacher's going to give you a Skittle. I want you to taste it, feel it in your mouth, really think about how it tastes, then circle the word that describes the taste of the Skittle. And then you could come back to this video. Pause here and come back when you're done with your taste test of your Skittles. Welcome back. Did you finish your taste test with the Skittle? Did you circle the word that describes how it tastes? Let's see if we all agree. I said, a Skittle tastes sweet. Did you say that too? I love Skittles. Yum, yum, yum. Lastly, Alan would like to know how unsweetened chocolate tastes. This will be our last item for our taste test. So, take a piece of your chocolate, taste it, really feel it in your mouth, really think about the taste, and then circle the word that best describes the taste of the chocolate. Once you're finished, you can come back to this video. Pause the video here while you do your taste test. Did you finish your taste test of the unsweetened chocolate? Let's see if we all agree on how it tastes. I wonder what word you circled. Here's what I said. Unsweetened chocolate tastes bitter. Yeah, it does. It tastes a little bit bitter, right? Thanks so much for helping Alan out today. I think he'll feel more comfortable trying some of these foods now that he knows what to expect, since you did such a good job describing to him how these foods taste. You used your sense of taste to describe how each of these foods tastes. Nice job, kindergarten scientists. Last but not least, we have a very interesting video to watch on the sense of taste. It's called The Sense of Taste, How Does It Work? So let's watch this video. I want you to think about anything new that you learned from this video. And then afterwards, we're going to share something that we learned with somebody near us. So make sure that you listen very carefully. Here we go.
Smile and learn.
Today, we're going to learn about the sense of taste. Have you noticed how salty this popcorn is? Or how sour this lemon is. Why do foods taste differently? All this is possible thanks to the sense of taste. The sense of taste allows us to identify and learn how foods taste. The tongue is the sensory organ responsible for tasting. The tongue is covered with bumps called taste buds, also known as papillae, in charge of collecting information about different tastes and send it to the brain through the taste nerves. There are different types of taste buds grouped in separate parts of the tongue. The basic tastes that taste buds are able to identify are 5: sweet, salty, bitter, sour, and umami. That's it, you heard it right. Umami is the word we use to refer to incredibly delicious foods. The taste buds for sweet are on the tip of the tongue. The salt buds are on either side of the tongue. And the bitter taste buds are in the center of the back of the tongue, near the throat. The umami buds are in the middle of the tongue. The sour buds are located on either side and lower part of the tongue. There are many hints of flavors and savors produced by combining these 5 basic tastes. Did you know that the sense of taste and hearing communicate? That's why when we have a cold, food doesn't taste as good as it normally does. How interesting, right? Imagine eating this fruit. When we put it in our mouth, chemical substances in the apple communicate with the taste buds on the tongue. The taste buds transmit this information to the brain through the taste nerves. The brain is in charge of recognizing the type of taste and decide whether we like what we're tasting or not. Yum, this apple is so sweet. I love it. Yikes, this lemon is so sour. I don't like it at all. We experience tastes differently. That's why, even though one group of people may like the same food, another totally dislikes it. The sense of taste also helps to protect our health from foods that have gone bad. If these foods don't taste right, our brain will send signals to stop eating them. The sense of taste is amazing and essential for life. Don't you think so?
Wow, isn't that video so interesting? We learned so much about the sense of taste. Right now, see if you can name 2 things that you learned about the sense of taste. Ready, set, turn and talk to somebody near you. Time's up. Eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. Oh, by the way, what sensor are you using when you put your eyes on me? When you look at me? Yeah, you're using your sense of sight. We'll talk about that in another lesson. But anyway, let's get back to our sense of taste. So, I'm going to share with you 2 things that I learned from this video about sense of taste. One thing that I learned is the part of our tongue that helps us to taste is called taste buds. Did you hear that also? And something else interesting that I learned is that our taste buds send a message to our brain to let us know how something tastes. I thought that was so fascinating. You know, I even have one more thing that I'm going to add. I thought that it was so cool how our tongue tells us, our taste buds tell us if something doesn't taste right, like if it's gone rotten, and that helps us to protect our health so that we don't eat foods that have gone bad. Wow, that's really, really cool. it helps us to stay healthy. So I hope that you enjoyed learning with me today in learning about our sense of taste. I will see you next time. Keep up the great work, kindergarten scientists. Bye-bye.